So one thing that has been so helpful for me to keep a consistent, healthy lifestyle through all the things, through moves, through divorce, through people being sick, kids being sick, travel, through right now all my hormonal challenges that are going on, I'm still following my consistent, healthy lifestyle routine, even as many times as it has changed. Is being able to be flexible and not being so laser focused on perfection and like rigidity and structure to the point that if something doesn't go exactly as planned, everything else kind of falls off. And it's funny because when we start a plan or we're following any kind of routine, we think that we have to be perfect for it to work. And actually the opposite is true. We have to be able to allow for flexibility and be willing to pivot as needed for it to actually work, for it to be sustainable, for it to be consistent. Why? Because life is life. Things change. We don't always know what is going to happen. So if we are able to still kind of stick with what we're following a little bit more loosely, not necessarily in the exact way we thought that it was going to happen, that is when it can actually work long term. I'll give you guys an example of this. So yesterday I had dinner planned, and that's why I started thinking about this. My daughter never wants to eat what I cook ever. And story of mom life, right? So I was planning on cooking like ground beef, sweet potato, rice bowls or something. And I was going to make her a taco because she doesn't like that stuff. And I told her what we were having, and of course she didn't want it. So I was like, you know what? Okay, fine. What do you want to eat? And she started to tell me, and I was like, all right, what protein are you going to have? Because it's always at a minimum as a mom, I want to help her understand that we want to have balanced plates. We want to have all the macronutrients, proteins, carbohydrates, and then we want to have some healthy fat. So she decided to have this right here, which is literally not something I would eat, but it checks all those boxes, and it's as close as healthy as I can get with her. And you know what? I was totally okay with it. And for me, I also modified my meal to still, be healthy, leave me feeling the way I wanted to, but it wasn't what I originally planned. She didn't want to have it. I wasn't going to just cook for myself. We were both happy. We still checked the boxes. Honestly, it was easier and it was cheaper, but it was just kind of to the point that when you allow flexibility and you're willing to just make it work in the moment, that is when it can turn into an overall lifestyle. When we have, 8 things we have to do in a day, and we have to get those things done. And then when we don't get those things done, we think we failed, and then we don't do the next day. And then 3 months later, we're starting to get on a plan again. That is when it doesn't work.